Hi, welcome to Jadekind Gaming. My name is Adam, here for a new Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign, New Divines. This is session 1. There is no session 0 on this game. I did it with my friends who are generally all at their homes, some in different cities, and so a little more distance on this one, and we did character creation just through Discord over several months. So no session 0, but suffice to say they have made characters who have just died. And that's where the game is going to begin. If you've watched my other videos, you'll know Bob down there, and then Austin, and then Ryan. And then David is technically in one video back when the channel was really new. We played like a board game. And this is Eric, who I haven't gamed with for
decades,
5 to 10 years. But he used to be in our game, so doing it online, he was available, and I'm like, that's awesome. So, and yeah, so I'm gonna just get going with the game with y'all's death. So, Stan, after the king you saved declares you guilty of treason for murdering his son, you are pushed against the cobbled ground and beheaded on the spot. John, as you take your last breath, you can still hear the royal family sobbing around you, and your spy master leading them from the room, offering them some time to grieve while he prepares for your funeral. Terry, as you misstep in your duel with Cinnamon, you feel a sudden pain in your abdomen where he plunged a hidden blade, and your vision blurs as you realize some form of poison is destroying you from the inside. Billy, you are inspired and in awe as you observe the glory of the galaxy from outside Aeroterra's atmosphere, but your consciousness slowly fades as you expend your armored glass craft's supply of oxygen. And Rolfur, traveling along a mountain path in the dark, rainy evening, you slip and you fall down the side of the mountain. In the rocky crevice where you lay, bleeding out, you have time only to wonder if you will ever be found or be remembered. Each of you is conscious of existing, though. In the dark, floating, with no way to move or interact with the environment around you. You may feel pain from your last moments on Aeroterra, but you have no way to soothe it. After time, you feel hungry, but you have nothing and no means to eat. You get tired, but you are not capable of sleep. You occasionally bump into something, someone, another soul, as you drift through this dark river, but still you feel utterly alone. Time passes, but you have nothing to judge it by. Has it been a day, a week, a month, or more? You do not know. All you know is misery, until a light floats down to you. Then you, Rolfur, you awaken on ground that is wet and hard as glass, with a white sheet covering you. You can see the sunlight through it. What do you do?
Pull it off, get up, and try and figure out where I am.
The ground below you reflects the blue sky above. In the shallow water on the mirrored surface, there are tufts of mist like clouds. It goes on in every distance. You have a sheet, like a 10-foot by 10-foot white cloth sheet that was over you. Otherwise, you are completely naked.
Make a toga.
But otherwise, yeah, you're just alone in this endless expanse of sort of a shiny, reflective surface on the ground and blue skies above.
Well, I guess I pick a direction and start walking.
You walk on, and over time it feels like things are just repeating. Until, eventually, with a cracking noise and a flash of light, there is another body under a sheet. Billy, you find yourself on wet ground, with a sheet over top of you, no longer in the river of misery. You hear a slight splash from footsteps not too far off.
I roll.
You roll up in the sheet, okay?
Yep.
So, if not queer, it is the pair of you are now in this environment together. So the body of that sheet is now rolling itself up.
Am I getting wet as I roll?
Well, that
Yes.
does tell me that it's not dead.
I try to wiggle
I
out of...
suppose I ask it if it knows where we are.
Yeah. So, and upon revealing itself, if you want to describe what each of you looks like. Rolfur?
Is he frozen?
I don't know. Can we hear you, Austin?
Alright, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah, the laptop's struggling, man. It's old. It's old.
You had something.
Keeping up.
You can tell from Potato Cam.
Wait, what do you look like?
I am an older gentleman, probably early 40s, graying hair, trimmed beard. Look that way as I died. Maybe wet.
And Billy?
I am a mishmash of a turtle and a human with a shell upon my back and scales and gills upon my skin coming from the front of you, so you can see that I'm wrapped in a carapace with kind of blonde curlish hair upon my head and a wild eyes about my face.
Did Ryan freeze?
Yeah.
Oh.
I can.
But we can still hear him, so I'm fixing it.
Okay.
He's not frozen to me.
Oh, I'm messing everything up.
I'm like, he either froze or became a world class ventriloquist.
There we go. Okay.
There.
Yeah, no. This will be growing pains as we are figuring out recording digitally.
As opposed to analog.
But yeah, I'm definitely a kind of mid-adult years, middle-aged gentleman. Turtle thing, yeah.
All right, so our DM is missing. Bob, you're up.
Oh, okay. If it's my turn.
No, next. Okay. Let's hope it works. Anyways, and then after a short time longer with another crack, Terry appears under a sheet.
The sheet is a bulbous thing, rotund. The man that struggles to sit up and makes his way to stand. It's a stark, naked, hairy, wrinkled old man. He has long, thick, white beard with these strands of darker hair through it. His head is mostly bald, and the rest of it kept close. He has tannish skin, and he looks around and puts his pudgy hand to his head and sees everybody in complete disregard to his stark nakedness, and says, "That was the worst spell I've ever seen."
You can interact with each other.
Yeah, he said that.
I'm not there.
Uh,
I'm in the dark, getting tortured.
I know.
I look
So-
down at
Same
the
here.
reflective surface of the ground.
What are you?
David's long, thick, haired.
Me? Well, I'm used to be a genius, but now I think that I've come to a better place, and now I can choose what I'm going to be.
You can't choose to be an idiot. I'm sorry, I'm not there. I'm in the dark, getting tortured.
And
And
If I keep it up, I'm gonna wind up going last.
I see. So this must be death.
Not death, but the next
I
step.
expected.
To be honest, I'm
More
disappointing.
stuff.
I was expecting more
Women?
Crack.
anything.
Another sheet.
I mean,
John, you now find
Oh.
yourself under a sheet.
I
What?
immediately turned back into the king.
Okay.
Since my whole body's covered, right? Phase 2?
Yep, yeah, you're underneath the sheet. Yep, completely. You're looking through a sheet. You can see the sunlight through a sheet. You hear some voices off to the side, and your
Yeah,
back
I
is
immediately
wet.
turned back into the king, and I also stand up naked. Because once you hit a certain age, you don't give a shit anymore. So, a man of medium height and grayed hair stands before you, stooped and wrinkled, but with the air of authority, that, and a dancing light of playfulness in the old man's eyes that are the color of a clear sky on the warmest day of spring. I was very proud of that, wrote it in my description, decided to read the whole thing. That's what I look like. So I look like an old man, a once proud man gone to pot, basically. So I've got a little pot belly, but not much of one, and I'm just old, medium height, and I just look around and say, "Evening, gents."
Yeah, Terry's not too much different. It's just much further down that road of, well, why not?
I look around, I see another old man. I'm like, okay, so we've got one wise one. What are the rest of you doing here?
Well, this seems to be
I
the...
took a bad step and during some rain.
I died surrounded by my family.
This seems to be the next step along the journey.
In my family in months.
I mean, this place is a suitable blank canvas for...
You hadn't seen your family in months.
With a crack,
No, I was
Stan, you find yourself under your sheet. Hearing them around.
Alright. So, I guess I get up holding my neck and just saying, "Oh, that was ironic." Just pulled the sheet off me, realizing that I'm naked. Toga it up. Everyone sees a 6-foot, medium build, olderish gentleman. Blonde hair, grayish skin, green eyes.
Put your hand down. No one's calling on you.
Don't interrupt people.
I just look around, just quietly listen to what's going on.
Hey, Adam.
Stan.
Okay, so the picture you sent earlier with all of the 6 squares, is that how it is set up?
Yes.
So if I do this, I'm looking at Eric.
You'd be the other way.
Thank you.
That's where if I do this, I'm looking at you, and that's Adam. Austin's over
Oh,
there.
not
Ed's down
following
there.
that.
Ryan's over there.
It's mirrored.
Yeah.
Bob, it's mirrored.
Yeah, it's different. on
Yeah,
this
I'm not
one.
doing that. I'm just gonna.
You
try
don't
to
have
add
to, but
the,
if David wants to, I think that's adorable.
I'm just going straight down the barrel.
Yeah, everybody's...
Hey, David, that's not happening.
this way to me.
If you want to treat this like the Brady Bunch, you could certainly.
I have you snapped into a corner, so the screen's not the same for me as it is for you.
No.
Stan, can you move the images? No, you can't.
Anyway,
So a bunch of
So,
old men and a half turtle.
Like, literally a 30-year-old dude, I guess. Like, ask Mars age differently.
Young man, I suppose that you also recall a death?
Yeah, I saved a king from an assassination, but when I killed the assassin, I kind of revived the king, so it was no longer an assassination, so it just became a murder. So they killed me for murder.
Murdering kings is a terrible
Irony.
practice.
I saved a king, and it was no longer assassination, so you know, irony got me.
I see.
And with a
Killed the
crack,
son, yeah, family.
there's another sheet. Shorter individual under this one.
Perhaps we should save introductions for if this place fills.
Get up, old boy.
Oh,
I'm 87, by the way. I'm super fucking old.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Like similarly.
a dwarf kind of
Yep. Like this
Sits
age
up.
now, so.
clasping onto his. Oh no, this is no good. I was just getting used to that.
You too. Painful river.
Yes, this is all right by the end. Grabbing the
Yeah.
sheet sort of up around his.
You
Seeing some of the ones that have done the thing and like tying it like around his back.
like you can't see anything on Terry beneath his gut, so it hangs too low. But he
My.
but he just gesticulating. He says, "Oh, you say that you're getting used to it, but I bet if we're given that for a few more generations, then you say that you'll be saying that when you're done with that."
Yes, but
I'm just
to figure
thankful
this thing
for-
out now. I don't like that. He kind of
Well,
pushes himself up to the ground and like wiping the water off on other parts that are now already wet. And
well,
Would you like mine, old boy? I hand him a sheet.
so
no.
with
That
surprising
really talks
dexterity, for a large man, Terry like squats and leans over to pick up his sheet. Tries to prestidigitation, dry it.
Yeah.
Okay, so some magic tastes a finger, touches it, dries it, goes over and hands it to the dwarf.
Thank you.
You were looking for something dry. Kind of pops, like feels like he's got his hand on his back while he's doing this. After
Yeah.
that,
Yeah, we were both lying on the ground, so both of us were just like kind of stretching and making old man noises in the
Yep.
corner.
Crack, 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 crack. There's no corner.
That's a good question. Do we feel
I don't-
old?
Do you think you feel old?
Okay. Ugh.
It's really up to that. You can start. It'll start.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Then yes, he feels old.
Nah, at
Unless-
this point, I'm gonna say yes. No, you all feel still. You still even probably still have some pain from where your things are with where you're at this point in the story. That may go away over time, but for now, yeah, you probably still feel from what you've been going through.
So, still rubbing my neck a little bit since, I just got beheaded on the spot
Yep.
there. Notice I don't have my book, so I just started meditating and trying to do the whole resummon a book move that takes an hour. So I just started meditating.
Just takes a
And he
short
says, "You
rest
sit
real
down. There is a crack, and
Just show them.
Wasn't me.
Yeah.
and a very small form is under a sheet,
Keep the old man away from me with her.
and darting up, grasping the sheet to her is probably a maybe 8 or 9-year-old child, blonde-haired human
sheet
girl.
and block both David and me.
Hmm?
I grab my sheet and block both David and me.
like,
David already has a chastity gut.
Still a child.
good man. When you're finished with that,
Yeah.
if you don't mind.
Anyway,
Okay. I again
Is it a boy or a girl?
like
the child is a girl.
prestidigitation, clean it,
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
dry it, and then hand it off to the girl.
She has one that's. Everyone has their own 10-foot by 10-foot sheet.
Except for you, who gave yours away temporarily.
Well, you got it back now.
Yeah, but I handed it off to the clean, dry one to the girl.
Oh yeah, I'll go ahead and
Okay.
wrap mine around and give my.
She seems more keen just to take the one that she has with her than.
Yeah, well, like, Terry kind of gives it to her, whether or not she's like actively
Well,
accepting it,
She's not.
and then like backs off.
Okay.
So,
She's worried about the one that she has, and she's just fitting that.
well, she'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and approach the young girl.
I'm gonna
Turtle
do
man.
a. I'm gonna do a. You can do persuasion to increase how people feel about you, correct?
I want to persuade her to become the approacher friendly. Like,
Okay, Terry's like watching these people like a hawk.
I do
Handle
this.
animal.
I do the same thing, and it's 33, and I say, "Are you all right, you little miss?"
yeah, I get a 21.
I look like a grandfather. Like,
It's been bad.
did you pass too?
I think. I'm not sure.
Pain's over.
I've
now,
never.
though. You'll be okay.
Give us space, give us some time. I mean, I assume that all we have here is time.
Be weird if we didn't.
Yeah.
Well, change is the only constant. So,
Uh,
let's get used to this while we can.
And with another crack is another form on the ground underneath a sheet.
Beginning to think. This
I go, there's children present, pick up your sheet with you.
I'm beginning to think this place is going to get crowded.
And you see the person under the sheet sort of feeling, or you see some light, pale, almost not gray quite like Stan is gray, but light, a little less color to them, fingertips feeling around the edge of the sheet at times as it sits up underneath it. And eventually, with a rip, a bald-headed elf sort of sticks its head out from about the center of it.
The rip?
Yep, they tore through the center of the sheet to make a hole for their head.
Oh, okay, they intentionally did that.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
they felt around until they grab and tear it from underneath
as
it.
opposed to just tobying it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Standing up.
Yep, none of us know either.
Right.
Pretty sure we're all dead. Or at least something like it.
It's not too bad.
We're dead.
Could still be.
This pain
It's
continues.
terribly fascinating.
And with sort of like a gesture of her hands under the sheet, you see that there's some blood splotches from the other side. Mm-hmm.
It's a
Okay,
lady.
bud, pull it.
You're not sure. It's an
Which
elf.
she?
The elf. The elf
They.
thing has the blood, yeah.
Yeah, from
Oh, I hate the Plurmanon game.
You have, well, the thing is it's androgynous, so we don't know. If
you don't know. The intention is that
It
Yeah.
could
I know,
be
it's
a
just
really...
there is another she. So if you said she, I don't know, is the little girl bleeding? Is
no,
Elf
the elf.
bleeding.
The elf is now
Yeah.
is asking about if pain still exists, and doing something under their sheet starts to bleed from out their arm.
I look at her and I go, so yes, no, maybe.
It's still a bit dim, but it's more than the last place.
it's not true.
More stimulus.
I appreciate that. Thank you for checking.
We could all check if you'd like.
I might take you up on that depending on how long we're here. Oh, haven't been propositioned in decades.
Rightly.
But please,
Well,
just
I
still...
asked my wife was still alive. I've been propositioned plenty.
Good for you. Good man. Good woman.
Old girl got a second wind.
I've heard of those. I've heard of those.
And with another crack, there is a larger form underneath a sheet.
Children present.
And it starts to rock.
When you say larger,
More of a roundish,
so much
a
like
little more
Terry,
extreme than Billy.
so much like
As
Terry, not,
as there are arms that are a bit farther off the ground.
but not like large sized.
No.
Okay, medium sized.
Yeah,
but
medium
big,
sized.
Okay.
It
Are
could
we
be
in the hospital so
or a
far?
shack
Is someone there?
Oh,
Can I
Terry,
get some help with this?
Terry will quickly waddle over
I gotta give him a
and
hand.
give the thing a hand.
Yeah, you lift up a turtle stuck on the back of their shell. I'm Yertle. I don't know what's going on here, though.
We're all dead. This is probably whatever second stage
Turtle.
of this afterlife. So our guesses so far.
Right. That's...
People keep
To
up.
be clear, I've
That's
studied
right.
religion extensively, and this doesn't match any of the writings.
That must be terribly disappointing.
What's around? Are we in the skies?
Where?
This is much
Maybe.
harder than I thought sky would be. I've not tried sky.
Anyone been here for more than a few minutes? No?
Well, we seem to be
No.
at the first point. We're
The
starting
dwarf
from
at this
one.
point is starting to distance himself, wandering away from the crowd.
Legit.
Who's the dwarf?
The dwarf was the first one. Was the
The first
Oh.
NPC.
the uncomfortable one. That's the oh no, something new. Who are you?
Well, I was Terry.
You Oh no, you hurt.
Yeah.
Fine. The elf sort of shakes their head. Then back to them. I'm Yertle and you are Nim,
Who's
Right.
his name?
the elf.
Elf.
The girl pops up. Alice.
Roll
They kind of look towards some of the
Lore-keeper.
Is
Oh.
the elf a fair skin or dark skin?
Fair but a bit gray, lacking a bit of color, but not dark, but lacking some color.
I'd say I'm King Hansel Gazmember of the
Royalty.
of the Ember King of the Ember Kingdom.
Oh, Your Majesty. So
Oh, that's
so
not
sorry you've
necessary.
joined us here in the passing times.
I said that's not necessary. I'm dead.
Yes, that's what I was apologizing for.
I assumed death happened to us all. Turns out I was right. What a wonderful thing.
Well, I guess it's better than the alternative.
I was
True.
sort of a king, you know. I convinced people. They thought it. That's all that it really takes, I think.
Yeah, pretty much. In my experience, you just gotta convince people you're in charge.
Yes.
And then do everything in your power to earn that convincing.
Just got to experience that around you and look beyond the horizon.
Yep, expand your kingdom as much as you can.
Yes. I
Leave
have
it
found
better
it
off.
through heights.
I
Better
found mine
ones.
through marriage. Marriage.
Lovely. Must have been a joy. And with a crack, another person shows up under a sheet, and a scraggy-haired man sits up and
Children
sort of
present.
leaning. At the point when you say it, he's already like crouched and up. Whoop.
Children present.
Tell them to do something about that. To which, like, Nim kind of, like, just sort of chooses to hide Alice behind her. Right. What's where are we now? Dragging the sheet behind him, he just sort of turns to the group and turns away and starts walking steadily in one direction.
And that's the scraggly hair man.
Yeah. Human.
Knowledge Arcana, give me any knowledge towards this area of like where we're at, or
Make a check.
Knowledge Arcana help.
Probably not.
29.
29? It's reminiscent of some things about the astral plane, but it's not the astral plane.
Wherever
Yes, I
we
know
are,
we're not, guys.
well, wherever we are, we're in a stable region of space.
Hopefully there's no horses.
Well, we're standing upon a blank canvas.
I'm going back to meditating. Thing.
Get it? It's stable.
Yeah, I got it.
That's what we did there.
If you, how come nobody laughed? It was clearly the funniest.
I did a point.
I tell funny joke.
The audience
Maybe
was
like
laughing.
trouble.
We had to give them time to get their laughs out. It's
No.
Just get a laugh track for Bob. Just slide that in.
and
I
with
could probably make
another crack.
Just have it.
There's another form, a little larger, musculature kind of figure. Sort of sits there.
I'm not sign up for a crack party.
Welcome.
And pulling the sheet off, there's a strong female orc
children
with
present. Please
soft
wear your sheet.
blue eyes.
You know, in there.
Welcome, ma'am.
Ilka.
Ilga, take your time.
And she
None
does.
of it.
She
I
does.
welcome
She
her.
definitely she sort of turns her back away from the group as she starts working on tying things together, and she's tearing little strips and starts
I welcome-
working things into.
I welcome her in Orcish.
She greets you as such.
I speak that language.
How long is all this, like, people coming into this going on? Like, is this over an hour, or is this like
No.
in like 15 seconds?
probably-
This we're now at about 10-ish, 10 to 12 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, something like that.
It's happening like every minute or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just wondering like how many people have been like, with how fast people have been popping in. Like, has it been like a 20-minute wait between a few of them, or
No,
like? Have they been
we're
pretty
going at
fast?
about real time for what we've been doing here.
Yeah.
So it's been
Okay.
maybe
Yeah,
15,
we've
20
got-
minutes at total, so yeah.
We've got 11 people so
Okay.
far.
I was wondering with the downtime.
Yep, that's what
yeah,
it
has
should
a
be.
book yet or not?
And as she's sitting there, and she's actually like tying knots in it and like ripping and forming like a sleeve out of things to like she's actually now starting to, and she's just taking her time with it. Every so often glancing over her back at the group, but some of the Alice and Nim are having a bit of a whispered.
I try to
Conversation.
control water. Like, I try to use magic to control the water. The cantrip.
It does not react as water.
Okay. I go ahead and, like, taste
Oh no,
some of
he
it.
fell in pee.
I taste it. Old man
Um,
squats down.
It tastes no different than the air around you.
I use
It could taste like Pepsi.
give the ladies some privacy.
Use what?
Minor illusion.
Okay.
I can make a little partition wall.
And as you're looking around, you see that scraggly-haired guy walking towards you from the opposite direction from where he'd walked away.
Cover your bits. I'm gonna do a persuasion.
You know, ask him, did he go in a straight line?
28 on a persuasion for him to cover his bits.
Ties it roughly around his waist.
Wait, should
Bob,
we be casting spells? Don't we
Terry-
need spell
Terry looks to you.
focuses
Good man.
first?
Good man.
If you need spell focuses, then yeah, you probably would. Not all spells require that, but it depends on.
Good man.
I'm trusting you know what your spells require.
I'm like, it's been a while since I actually had to ask people to do things twice. It's a very odd experience.
Well, you. I think we're over there.
Oh, well, you should probably go back that way and see if there's copies. No one wants to
Find out.
doppelganger.
And turns around. The way he's tied thing, his butt's still hanging out. He's walking away.
Can I mage hand just tuck it a little for him? Just mage hand to tuck it.
Frisky. Should ask.
Or buy him dinner.
No, it's your ass.
Yes, it's my ass. You should ask.
Why would I ask your ass something? An old man squatting down on the ground. You're not making any sense. Speak up.
Utter nonsense. Youngsters, am I right?
Nine.
Should learn to enunciate.
And with another crack, the sheet does not fully cover the green tail sticking out
Ooh.
of this next figure.
Do the
Children are present.
do all of the sheets seem to be one size fit all?
Yes, they are all 10 feet by 10 feet,
Okay.
if you bother to measure.
Would have just subconsciously.
Like, we're not chairs in this area.
I'd have to measure 1 foot at a time, though.
That doesn't take that long. 1 foot from 10 is only...
It's the squatting and repositioning that's a problem.
What happens if I dry a part of the floor with precipitation?
The water will fill it back in.
Is it stone or a dirt floor?
It's like, it feels like polished, like, it feels like maybe glass, but it's strong like metal. It's like a mirror.
Are we naked? Like, we don't have our spell reagents?
What?
Aren't all those spells require
I
reagents
leave-
of some sort?
Not all spells require stuff. I am assuming for those casting spells that are using spells that don't, I'm not going to check each
Yeah,
spell.
no, I'm using cantrips that don't require materials.
Yeah.
So.
I lean over at Terry.
Okay, I was wondering the specific ones if they did or not.
I lean over at Terry and I say, "Hey, we should
I
get
think
one
I
of these
need a
young idiots to
musical
punch the
instrument.
ground to see if it breaks."
Your first con.
Yeah, I think I need a musical
I will
instrument
kindly
before I
decline
can
that
cast
that
anything.
idea.
Fine. Getting other people to do the work for you is half the part of ruling.
Perhaps that's work that needs not be done.
I mean, he's not wrong. That would be the best way to get others to do things and rule them, is you just tell them to stack one on top of the other.
I look over at the turtle and I say, "Hey, you know what sounds like a lot of fun? Hitting the
What?
ground." I'm gonna try and No, I'm not gonna roll at it. I'm not gonna Tom Sawyer my way through this campaign.
Oh, what alignment are you, Bob? Just this feels like one of Austin's games suddenly. I'm gonna cut off the gnome's head. Hey, Bob, what alignment are you?
I'm gonna go and take that.
Good.
I'm gonna go and take that intelligence item from that badger.
That was not an evil act. I put it back to the mean. I returned it to its natural state. You all are nuts.
I love
So
how
the-
many campaigns ago that was that people are still...
So this
I will
lizard
never
man.
hear the. I have done horrible things in campaigns. Truly monstrous. The one thing
That is on. That is on par. That is on par
badger.
with asking, "Is it evil if I kill my dog?" That is
I
on par.
disagree.
That was just something dumb.
I don't know. I think my favorite one of Bob's, though, is the interrogation of a gnome, and he's sitting there telling a gnome he's going to decapitate him, do all these horrible things to him. And I just openly ask him in the middle of the room, just, "Hey, Bob, what's your alignment?"
We have been playing.
And he's been an awful good paladin the whole time.
We've been playing an
So
evil
I was thinking,
campaign for
no,
some
no,
time.
we're going to change that.
Okay,
I
so
was
the
the one
lizard
who
man.
did that.
Back on track. Lizard man.
Yeah, no. The female green dragonborn kind of
Oh,
sits up.
Oh, dang it. My kettle turned off.
What's
Bah humbug.
greetings. We don't seem to have much of an idea of where we are. We think we're all dead.
The turtle
But-
pops up. I'm Yertle. I'm Sora.
Turtle.
Yes. Yordle. Yordle the turtle.
Of course he is. Which would probably be my guy's response when he introduced himself. I'm Yordle the turtle. Of
Yordle.
course you are.
Don't be racist.
Now coming back from the direction he had walked back to
Mm-hmm.
is the scraggly haired man,
Good man. Do you have a name?
Jack.
Well,
Captain.
Jack.
Did you come straight line?
Straightish. Yeah.
Yeah, it goes in circles.
Well, there's nothing here yet, and not until something's put here.
Isn't that like everything?
Interesting.
Well, what do we have to put here?
What can you think of?
Rum.
Oh dear. God damn it. Adam.
I can.
God damn it.
I can.
I'm sorry, but Billy Wonka, Terry Misu, John Doe, you're not the only ones that can play this game.
I don't like it when you play along. It's a lot more fun when you get annoyed with
Adam,
me.
Terry is going to be like, oh, I can understand. Like, you know what? That's been long enough. I think that's not a bad idea. And Terry will simply just like, as he will kind of reach up because as if he's trying to grab something to help stand himself up.
Mm-hmm.
And as he does this, there's a smell of like yeast and cinnamon, and there's a barrel fades into existence that he helps himself up on, and it's just a small keg. And Terry's like, ugh.
What do you have? What feature do you have that you're?
I am using the
Conjure.
wizard's conjuration ability. The minor conjuration. You can use your action to conjure up an inanimate object in your hand or on the ground in an unoccupied space that you can see up to 10 feet away. It can be no larger than 3 feet on any side and weigh no more than 10 pounds.
Okay, yeah.
And it must be a non-magical object that you have seen.
Yep, okay.
So he summons a barrel with rum in it. It's only 10 pounds, so it's not going to be full, but it's got rum in it.
Jack is pleased with that. Yeah, I'm just here like, okay, no spell is going to be able to do that without components. This has to be a feature.
Minor conjuration.
Yep.
Like, the reason I wanted to be a conjuration wizard is the second level ability.
You've used it already, yeah.
So yeah, goes ahead and just kind of
And at a
his
certain point
hand.
now, from another odd angle, the dwarf is now, who had wandered away, is now head hung low, begrudgingly wandering his way back from the other direction.
Wait, I thought the dwarf was Jack.
Nope, Jack is the scraggly-haired human. The dwarf was like the first one that showed up that was kind of uncomfortable.
Dwarf hasn't introduced himself. The scraggly human's Captain Jack.
Yeah.
Understood. All right, well,
I'll go ahead and take Terry up on his offer.
now we don't have cups, so like, just pull the spigot and just.
Jack
Adam,
seems very proficient with that.
Adam, he doesn't seem to have distinctive tattoos that I could use for a history roll, does Jack?
Sure.
He does?
Yep.
Oh, excellent. 27.
God, he's actually utilizing the history stat.
He's the worst pirate you've ever heard of.
Like, aren't you the worst pirate I've ever heard of?
But you have heard of me.
That is
Give me that
awfully
one, Adam.
rude.
I'll give you
You
that one.
heard of me.
Thank you, I appreciate it. And after a little time, Nim sitting on the ground talking to Alice, the orc still, like, basically at this point, like, she has made herself a dress by tying knots and tearing through the sheet. Like, she has just fashioned it into a proper dress. Patiently and slowly, Sora, the Green Dragonborn, sort of stepping aside. The dwarf will introduce himself as people give names. Godadane Holderheck. He's still kind of keeping his distance a little bit back.
Fair enough.
Yurdle is very much trying to get his grasp on things, but opening his mouth just blatantly in the middle of things. Just speaking up sometimes when probably could have listened a little longer, but and from one side there's a light, like a little ball of light, maybe about a foot in diameter as it gets close, that is drifting its way towards you, that you all find very familiar. it was the ball of light that you saw that drifted towards you while in the dark river of death. And it is coming towards the group as they're all gathered together here.
Oh. Yeah, dismiss the barrel.
Jack's kind of like,
down.
what?
No, that's not what he says. He says, "Where's the rum gone?"
Why is the rum gone?
I stopped meditating. Wait, party's over?
Prestidigitation, clean hand.
Stare at the light.
I can think of things to improve that.
Oh, yes, you could. And this light will kind of drift its way right up to it, like where it is like making its way between you. It is about a foot in diameter, maybe a little bigger.
How bizarre.
It floats
Greeting.
sort of into the center of the group, and it sparks and it crackles. And from invisibility, a half-broken monodrone sort of fades in the center of their, literally cracked down the center, and just sort of like with light like shining out from in between it as it's like held together by some force, and it kind of whirs a little bit, and it lands down on the ground sporadically, looking back, confused.
Turn towards Hansel. You know how we said that this could get worse? Or this could be worse? I think it's just gotten worse.
And it's taking out some little orbs. It seem like glass orbs with light within them. And it takes one of a number that it has in its arms, and it's like trying to pull at it until it cracks and it breaks this orb in half.
Anyone should... I think that's an angel of mischief, is that right? I remember reading something about them.
And then it kind of, as it does this, its arm just sort of swoops back and touches the orb against you, Terry. And it just sort of, the light dissolves and it fades into you. And some of your age, some of those pains from your age, they start to lessen. They start to...
I stand before it.
Angel, is this an illusion? I appreciate it.
And it pushes one up against the Dragonborn nearby. And it takes another, and it breaks it. And yeah, it'll put it to Billy. And the same thing sort of fading through.
I make sure I'm just slightly further away than anyone else because I want to be last.
And it'll push one against the orc. It'll take another, and it is like breaking these glass orbs. One by one. It'll put one against Jack and another against Alice.
Whatever it is, it's kind of a pleasant buzz.
Seems to know what he's doing.
Jack
so I
sort of
actually
says,
approach him and let him do it to me.
Is the
"Oh, this
child
feels
Alice in
weird. Can you bring the
Wonderland?
rum back? That seems to have left me now." It'll, against Eric, it'll push one, and then against Yurdle. Let's see here. Against
Damn.
John,
Yurdle.
and then the other half of that one against the dwarf. And as you're trying to keep your distance,
The dwarf?
mm-hmm.
Who's that?
The dwarf, Gardane. So one half against John, the other half against Gardane.
Yeah, Garadane Holderheck.
And once I'm last, I'll get closer.
Yeah. No,
Watch
and,
everyone change.
yeah, whatever. So one against Nim, and then the final one against Rolfur.
Haven't been able to touch that in years. Oof.
Is the fat gone?
Oh no, the fat's definitely still there. Years of sweets.
Does he look different?
Not really. Let's see. Who of you would look the most
Right.
different? Eric. Stan looks different. Stan's
Why
scar around his neck is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
I wrote
Stan
my
was the
name
one
down
that had
and
probably
I'm
one
like,
of the
oh,
more
that's nice.
noticeable, here is your death kind of thing, so yeah, that is and
Mine
then
was kind of obvious with the whole.
there's a whirring sound from inside the monodrone after it's distributed all of these orbs in halves to each of you. Congratulations.
Can I mend him?
You can certainly try.
I try. As he's like handing out the orbs.
I'm already.
You know, there are little parts of them that
that
seem to
help.
fix, but there are some deeply set breaks that your cantrip does not seem to be able to fix.
Okay.
You
What happens when I
are.
cast Healing Hands on myself? Do I feel better or worse? Like, do I feel better when I cast it on myself?
Sure.
Do I gain any more health?
I mean, if you're at this point of,
Like,
for all
max
intents
health
and
is my
purposes, you're
question.
not missing hit points. So,
Okay, that's. Thank you. That.
yeah.
A roundabout way of asking.
Yeah. You have been chosen as the next gods.
Come again?
Sort of turning his hands out and bending down, less with his head and more with his wings, like if he's bowing towards you. The last gods moved on and chose me to peacefully and seamlessly conduct the transition of the world to the next divines. You may now pick up their worshippers and continue to maintain the process of all life. You have been imbued with power. Go now.
Thank you for your
Find those who may follow your ways and your new strengths to dedicate themselves to you in praise and worship. And from that, they may find the afterlife you will gain through them the strength to recreate, that they may have a peaceful resting place for the end of their lives. Through them, your power will grow. It is a beautiful relationship between God and being. Grow in numbers, grow in powers, create for them eternal resting places and beyond. And it fishes out from the same cavity that it had the orbs, a scroll. Some of you instantly recognize it as being like a spell scroll. But instead of instead of opening it to use it normally, it does the same thing it did with the orbs, and it just sort of breaks it in half. And it sparks. And a couple of portals sort of open up, sort of scattered outside of the group there.
Can anyone confirm that this is an angel of mischief?
And it sort of fades invisible into that ball of light and hovers a bit, but then just sort of stays floating there.
Oh,
We know what they assigned us with when they gave us their what you were talking about there, like what we were the gods of. Like we feel what we were the gods of when they gave it to us.
You haven't fully felt it out yet. That may take. You're not quite sure.
All that we feel right now, basically.
better.
As a warlock, can I feel a different magical energy like soaring through me?
You feel that something's probably going on inside of you. You're not quite sure. You can definitely feel, pain it has left, but beyond that,
And
the
can
dwarf
I
kind of
associate
sneaks
what
through one of the
like,
portals and is followed by Jack.
yeah,
Couple
that's
others,
I followed them
Yertle,
well.
and
I look through the portals, like, but wait. Are we? This creature might be
Pressure,
trying to
let's go, old
trick us
man.
into something.
it's a clinker's fizzlewang.
So do you
Pretty
choose?
sure the old man pat him on the back.
There are
with the-
two different portals.
I forgot to unmute myself from the chewing. We
Yeah.
can stand here in Portal Land, or we can go on an adventure.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
but
let's go.
The others start to
Hold
walk
on.
their way
He
through
knows what he's
one
doing.
after another. They're just kind of picking one of the portals, and Nim is leading Alice through finally on the group going through, and after Nim goes, is pulled out of Alice's hand as the portal shuts.
is the portal only allowing one person through at a time?
Yes, it is only allowing one person through at a time.
Just pick
And
one.
after 6 have gone through, in the middle of Nim trying to walk through with Alice, they are separated. So it is the 5 of you and the 8-year-old girl.
I look through a
pick one.
portal.
There is no visual sign. It is like a foggy haze. And there is one portal that is now
I'll
left.
pick one and go through.
Yeah, you are now
The
down to
plot
one
train
portal.
says there's one portal for us to choose.
Yeah.
Wait, so all of the portals...
So
there's
choo-choo,
only one
let's
There
make
were,
it level,
there
guys.
were originally 2 portals.
Okay.
Half the group, all but one NPC has got 6. There are 12 of you. 6 people went through one portal. Those are 6
Yeah.
NPCs.
So
They're
we're the
off
back
somewhere.
half of the...
I have to do
Plot
something
train
to keep you guys together at least for a little bit before you guys decide that this is 5 separate individual campaigns.
Oh, we should have darted through that
Oh, that was
that other
clever. I
portal.
like that move. I like that move, Adam.
What?
I like that move. That was very clever. With the plot train, just okay. They all went through before you. Suck it.
Yeah.
No,
No.
No choice.
here in Adam's game, we have plot boats, no trains.
The
Um,
boat, okay.
so
As long as it's a yacht.
Terry,
Okay.
It, it never is.
so Terry will clothe himself in in like a fine silk robe.
Your conjuration thing, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can only have one at a time,
Mhm.
but yeah. Just
Reassure David's guy with persuasion, like, ah, it's fine. We'll be.
Alice, having lost comfort from Nim, looking to the group, will then choose.
I have the highest persuasion.
Yeah, it's between
You, Bob?
you and Billy.
I have the highest too.
Well,
No, I got 33 on persuading her to have.
How do you know that high? Hold on. My
Yeah,
math
she'll
must be way
go
off.
I
up.
rolled a
She'll
natural
just
20, and
What?
I get plus 13.
yeah.
So you're
She'll kind of go up to John to just kind of stay close.
I put my hand on her shoulder and say, "Don't worry, nothing will happen."
okay. I didn't beat Bob on the roll because I rolled an 18, but yeah.
She kind of looks up to you. Do you know what's through there?
Doesn't matter.
everything's going to
Whatever
happen.
it is, we'll
Terry's
face
gonna
it together.
Terry's gonna walk through.
It's better than what's out
She'll
here.
follow from that.
What?
She will follow. She's definitely keen not to be the last through this one.
I walk through behind her.
Yeah.
go.
She's just like
follow Bob.
not waiting on this one.
I go, "Don't worry, right behind you."
Does
What do you
anyone
say?
choose to stay with the orb in Cloudland?
Oh, I
No,
should have asked we should have tried to take the orb.
that's a terrible idea.
I'm assuming
Ryan,
no,
go ahead.
because there's
Stop
nothing
it.
there, and I have well established in any direction nothing is there. But
Ryan, take
Yeah,
the orb.
Take the orb.
I'm just waiting for
I've
him to
already
get
You're
left.
not
Somebody hard.
there. You're in the portal, getting teleported.
Yeah, I've already left.
Ah,
The parking drunk.
So, am I the only person left in the fog realm?
you
Yeah.
and that
Did you not leave yet?
ball of orb, ball of light.
Has anything changed after everyone went through?
No.
I have a perfect memory.
Okay.
No, he literally has a perfect memory.
I was
It's one of the
just waiting to
feats.
see if anything changed.
So
Okay.
while he's
Yes, I
taking a
literally
moment
have
to
perfect
observe things before choosing to go through, for the rest of you, you fall about 5 feet down onto a sandy beach with the ocean ahead of you.
Since we went in through a staggered line, then did the people that fell through first move?
so that's the thing. Terry walked through, fell 5 feet, and being an old frickin' man,
Has a
didn't
young girl
move.
fall on top of him.
like hasn't moved because like Terry, having fallen 5 feet, thinks he's just broken every bone in his body, and is like doing a mental check. And
As a
then
young
Bob-
girl falls on top of it.
So Terry is there in
And then
shock.
Bob followed
Yep.
immediately after.
Yeah.
And then,
Terry-
okay, so I just have a nice little walking path because I just walked on top of Bob right afterwards and just walked to the ground, right?
Terry is an absolute
We got 5
horror
feet,
and
right?
shock.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as the little girl doesn't get squished.
No, she'll
So
kind of
Bob would have
back away
protected
and
the little
does
girl,
sand
like,
off.
using him.
There's an ocean
Yeah,
out
well,
ahead.
me and
I was
Harry
just gonna-
try to help each other up as old men, and here comes Eric flattening us again.
Well, I'll
Just
go ahead and
my bad,
take,
guys.
Oh,
Just-
right as Eric right as stand comes through, like you're Billy, is that right, Bob?
I'm John.
You're John. So John and Terry are just there, like, wait, nothing's broken. We're okay. Thump.
I'm already casting a healing spell on both the old men. Like, hold on, I'm sorry, guys. Like, whoops.
Like, the lack of dignity is something I haven't had to deal with since I died.
Oh, absolutely would have lost concentration
the
on
healing
the
man.
clothes.
I got you.
Absolutely would have lost concentration on the clothes.
Yikes.
I cast the light healing spell on both of them after I stepped on them.
Rolfur, yeah, you notice that the only thing over some time is that ball of light seems to be floating up and away a bit. So,
I unwrap enough sheet.
Do you have to roll for the heal?
10-foot square. I unwrap enough. Did you bring your sheet, David, or did you leave it in the other world?
Last that Terry had it, he gave it to the girl.
Okay. So I
Oh, naked old
unwrap.
man.
which means technically he left it on the ground. Did someone choose?
No, I unwrap 5 feet of it, and I go, "Can you get scissors?"
He left it on the ground, I took it.
Okay, so then you would have it.
Okay. Do you give it back to him?
Yeah, once we're through.
Oh.
Yeah,
So
Those
we've
ones
got the
old
beach
man
and the
fuck.
water. If
No.
we look around, is there any
I'll take it and
trees,
put it on.
foliage?
Yeah, I mean, there are spotted trees some distance behind, but it's not...
So
no
do the
wooded
trees
areas.
have
It's definitely
spots, or
open
was it
plains
parts of
behind
trees?
you.
Alright, we go over to the trees and start punching.
Yeah, Russ. That's what I was thinking too. We did wake up on a beach.
You're still capable of feeling pain in your fist, you discover.
Yeah, once I see that's all it's changing, I go through the portal too.
Okay.
Most
And
of
so,
it-
by the time you get through, your path is cleared down to the sandy beach.
Adam,
Actually, that's a good point. We
one of
could
those heals
probably...
I casted, it was 3 to David and 2 to Bob. It was just healing hands. It's a very, very light cantrip that,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
But did heal him?
I mean, yeah.
Nobody had damage.
No one had
I
damage, but probably got rid of the shock that.
I
that
stepped on him, I
like-
figured it damaged him, so.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk over to the trees and try to find a stick.
I mean, there are sticks that you can break off of a tree, yeah?
Oh, good.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and...
Are they? Would they work for a walking stick?
You would probably need something more to cut off part of a thick enough stick to work for that.
I look at Terry and I'm like, we need walking sticks. Just old man sitting there with like a saw that he summons. Making walking sticks.
Can we find stones in the area?
Roll a
No real
13 on survival.
stones. There are shells.
Okay. Say if not...
10 on survival,
Recognize where we are.
bring them a stick.
I'm gonna drag some water up from the sea
Mhm.
and have it go around a rock and on the rock, and I'm going to nap an edge so that it's so that we get so we have some kind of basically some rudimentary tools.
I didn't anticipate this being Minecraft, but then again, I did leave you with absolutely nothing on him. I mean, I'm like, part of me's like, why are you
Well-
pretending this is Minecraft? But then it's like, what else are you supposed to do?
Yeah. Well, like the thing is that Terry has like if he just freezes things, it's easier to break them apart. So like he's just gonna make some like rudimentary tools like that to hand out.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. Can you summon like a knife?
Oh yes, but that won't be terribly great.
I mean, that's fine. I don't need it to be great. I just needed to be able to whittle some wood.
Well, here he hands you a nap.
I rolled a
stone.
26 to try and help the people
Alright.
get their tasks done.
Okay, so David hands me...
Survival.
And I'm going to start I'm going to take one of our branches from our trees and I'm going to start whittling. I'm going to try to make myself a flute.
Yeah, Terry's just gonna hand out basically sharpened stones to people.
Alright.
Which direction is north?
You always know which direction's north.
North.
I always know which direction is.
How about we do it this way? The water is to your east.
Alright, so we're on a beach, water's to the east. Based on the geography, can I figure out where we are in the region?
There'd be a couple possible areas.
So we're in Broadmire to some degree.
Maybe.
And
Could
if,
be in the Gulf.
if the water's to the east, that's where the sun will set, presumably, unless this world's different.
We still have waters on both sides of us.
And
only,
you said it's
water-
wait. You said it's plains and sparsely populated, and the water's to the east.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we could be in we could be in Entwistle or Broadmire.
Yeah.
If I'm understanding
If we're still in this
visual
world.
symbols.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a river near us?
Yep. Those are the most likely situations. That is correct.
I have.
Well, I'm wondering if
Can
it
survive.
is the Path River or the Gel River.
Well, it's kind of like, do I need to go south or do I need to get on a boat?
Oh, this has been far too long.
Adam,
How's everybody feeling? A little hungry? I'm hungry. And gonna go ahead and while we're getting basic tools together, summon up a nice big plate of like loaves of bread.
Couldn't make a charcuterie board?
Dire, it's like comfort food.
So
Just
they're
starts-
muffins?
Just starts eating these. It's basically just like kind of a hearty rye bread with like raisins and nuts in it.
Adam,
Oh, so kind of a sweet bread.
Yeah.
Nice.
does 22 survival allow me to identify which river is closest to us?
You don't see a river close. There's not one within sight.
What's
So
the closest landmark I can get like identified?
you're kind of in an area where you would have to move to find much of a.
I'm actually
landmark.
lucky I don't need fresh water.
Okay, one way or the other. I say we head south.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to identify if we're like, yeah, it's like in the Gel River area or not, because that's still technically water would be to the east.
Yeah, we should head south.
Yeah, okay, then we'd hit. Regardless, yeah, we'd hit that forest area. Just want to go to the Umber Kingdom, right?
I used to be the king there. I know people.
Is anybody else, like, crafting something?
Terry made some food and he is gathering bits and pieces of things.
And the ground beneath your feet starts to shake. Sorry.
Come again?
Young miss?
It's just
Back away from
Checking
where
out-
it's radiating from.
and the ground
Get
stops
ready to
shaking.
aim.
Terry
Just-
goes up to her and hands her a piece of the sweet bread.
So take it.
He's eating some. She's like, so what you doing?
Not
Thinking.
backing your mouth while eating.
Thinking.
Oh, someone's getting creepy.
That was pretty cool.
Can you?
You know what?
What? And from the tip of her finger, a point of light. That's new.
Oh. Terry tries to create light, like this light cantrip, which he doesn't have.
It requires material component.
It does.
Huh. Well, he doesn't have that cantrip in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you spend, and it's starting, so the group's starting to move a little bit south, but it's quickly becoming evening as you're just marching along the edge of the beach.
Wait, there's a beach now?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's where you fell, was onto a beach.
Yeah, okay, so we would be on the Nexian Gulf. So,
There.
Not necessarily.
There's
Or
beaches
the-
in lots of places.
It doesn't say anything. They're both plains.
yeah.
Yeah.
And using what we've
That-
been given.
There's no lines.
Yeah. You do not have anything to specifically know exactly which which one you're at.
After
I see mountains.
as we're walking,
Cam?
so as we're walking, and after we would have eaten a little bit, Terry's gonna like try to push his power because apparently Anne's able to do something special. So Terry's gonna try, and rather than summon up something that is small,
how about I explain to you as you spend a little time trying to figure out what has happened, what's happened to you. Because
That's much preferable.
Yes. You had to spend a little time trying to think it, but because you each now have one divine rank.
Neat.
Hey, DR1.
Yep, and I can repeat all of these late between games if you need to write them out, but just for sense of things.
I'm putting this on the flaws section of my character sheet.
Perfect.
Put on personality.
For purposes of when you level up, moving forward and such, the ability score maximum for your characters has increased to 30. You are no longer capped at 20, you can now go up to 30 moving forward. All cleric spells are on your class list now. You have the first level domain spells at will for your domain, which where did I put that list?
Well, you said...
So for John, your domain would be trickery. For Rolfur, it would be the grave. For Terry, it would be the forge. For Billy, it would be arcana. For Stan, it would be life. For that domain within the cleric features, that the first level domain spells, you can do those at will. You have the first level domain features from that domain. You learn 3 cleric cantrips of your choice. You can choose 1 first level cleric spell each day and cast it twice between long rests. And all of the cleric spells and abilities use your primary ability modifier for your class rather than wisdom. So you don't need to rely on wisdom. Whatever your class uses as its primary is what you get the bonus to. So, use the bonus of. So, that is the benefits that you have at this point. So,
as we're figuring these out, does anybody attempt to hide some of the stuff that they're able to do, or are we all openly kind of testing ourselves?
I'm hiding.
I'm meditating to get my book back since I don't have any equipment yet.
Yeah, I'm not going to hide anything.
Yeah, like I wouldn't either. But,
Not doing anything. But I don't
like
know.
because so question for you then, Adam.
mm-hmm.
So Ryan is Billy, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Billy and Terry are and Anne, Alice, excuse me, and Alice are all actively trying to figure out what we're able to do.
Mm-hmm.
But John and
Erica, Stan, Austin is Rolfur.
Yeah.
wait, who's John?
I'm John.
Aren't you Hansel?
No.
That's his lie name.
That's a good point. I'm going to use his actual name. He's giving you guys a different name to call him. That's Bob's fault.
Okay, so we know you as Hansel then. Okay.
I'm never going to remember that.
Okay. So only
Hansel, he's so hot right now.
only Billy, Alice, and Terry are actually learning what powers they can use.
Oh,
Wow.
I'm going to do it just secretly. I'm going to hide it from you.
How do you hide testing abilities as we're all walking together?
Linger in the back. Can't see behind your back.
Rolfur knows what you can do. Rolfur's able to spot it.
Yeah, but I don't know that.
Is this like a okay, well anyway, so
Well,
you're
ready.
actively trying to like well like what okay, Terry will attempt to address like why you and Stan aren't like aren't trying to figure this out? Like, why aren't you? Is there a problem? Or are you okay?
I'm going to cast spells. I need my book, so give me an hour.
You had
Just
you
an old
would have
man.
had time to do that where they were making materials at the beach.
Yeah.
Oh, so I have my book now?
Yeah.
I've summoned it? Okay. So, yeah, okay. I'm like,
Oh, was
actually, I
able to
already
make
knew
a
one of
flute?
them from my domain, so I need to go look through my spells. But
You were able to form a
look, I can do
flute-like
cure
object.
wounds at will now, so I stabbed the
Is
old
it
man and I
sufficient enough for me
healed
to
the
Okay.
guy. I was like,
use
hey, look
it
at
as
that.
a spellcasting focus? Can I play music on it?
Do you have some sort of craft?
Yeah, I'm proficient.
Yeah, make a roll.
Okay, I'm gonna do a deception check to tell you that I'm working on it, but it seems to be more complicated than yours.
Let's see if I can get the roll. Yeah,
Just throw shit everywhere, why don't you?
yeah. So, I end up getting a what stat? Dexterity?
Sure.
31 to deceive the group that I'm working
Okay,
on it.
24.
Complicated.
Yeah, you're able to.
All right.
Oh,
It doesn't
yeah,
sound
no,
very
like-
nice, but it's
like-
enough that your magic
I-
can figure out what it's
Yeah,
doing.
that's way below what I rolled, for sure. Definitely.
Oh, dang. I guess David knows I was deceiving him.
Oh yeah, I had a 33 on my insight check. Uh-huh.
Did you really?
No!
Or are you just
I have a
lying?
+4!
How would I know that?
Come on, David. We're just gonna trust on rolls. You can't just be making...
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to sound like I'm lying.
Even if it is comically large.
Like, I don't know, I didn't think that 30s were really possible in 5th edition, so, like,
I
this
have-
is news to me.
Yeah,
I have
10
plus
double.
13, so if I get a 7, 8, if I get a 17, 18, or 19, or 20, it all is over 30.
Adam, quick question.
Mhm.
For the life domain, at first level, they get a discipline of life. Do I get that bonus for all my healing spells? It's just you get 2 plus your spell level.
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
So we do have our first level ability from the domain.
Yeah.
So you get all the abilities. Okay.
Yeah, you get the first level domain features would be those abilities, yeah.
Yeah, I see what I understand. Sorry.
Yep.
It's not something I'm liable to use very much.
You
but I
also,
guess
if you didn't have it, you now have proficiency with heavy armor. You have understanding of how to wear heavy armor.
Is that David?
That's life. So for Stan.
Oh, Forge does that too.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can use my first level cleric domain
Which
spells.
technically means some of you may now have an ability to use heavy armor, but not armors lower than that.
Yep.
That same. Yeah, I don't have any middle ground.
It's like, I have no idea how this
Like, what
medium
armor
armor
heavy
works,
armor?
but my brain tells me how to wear this stuff and cast spells in it.
Forge is great. You get
But,
like a whole bunch of bonuses for wearing heavy armor. Like you
I
get
get-
extra
I get
AC, and eventually
I
you'll
get a
get
skill
Yeah.
proficiency.
immunity to fire.
I am now proficient.
Well, I don't
for
care about that. I
arcana
just
checks.
know that I'm not squishy anymore. Which makes it even better for being warlock.
I get 2 cleric
You're an ultra
cantrips,
tank.
or what? No, it was 3 cleric cantrips that I could cast.
Yeah.
I'm still super squish.
I also get 2 wizard cantrips.
Oh, my guy's
that
a
I can
super tank.
cast.
But now all my healing spells are even better.
And as you move on, the sun is setting, and you're still marching along these open fields. Did you do anything specific for nightfall?
I can cast magic now with a flute in hand.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I've got a couple things I'd like to do.
What would you like to do?
First off, I'm gonna go ahead and take 10 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to cast Find Greater Steed.
Okay.
So, and let's see, it's gonna be nighttime, so go ahead and summon a griffin.
So Billy takes time. Is like, I need like 10 minutes, and plays a song until a griffin materializes.
Material.
Makes sense.
Well, while he's doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and summon up a small flask of mercury, and use that to cast the ritual for floating disc.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna start loading the things that like we've been just kind of lugging around on it.
Okay. It's not very much. You don't have much that you're lugging around.
No, but like,
You still need my head light.
are we planning on Is anybody actually tired?
Yes.
Bless you. I gotta drink this.
Yeah. You get tired. Yeah.
Oh, well, near the ocean, right?
Yep.
I want to go ahead and take a moment, and I'll have my Griffin help me. I'm going to go and look for a small crystal bead.
I'm looking for like materials for high level spells now.
Looking for those material components.
That is not available in this region.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think, like, would there be any chance to even make a check for it? I was like, no.
I'm gonna go into
Wait,
I'm
for-
gonna go up to the woods.
There's not
Yeah,
woods per se.
do I need the components?
There are some scattered trees.
Yeah, if I can
Okay,
find
well,
it, if I could find like some sort of crystal,
I'm gonna start like
either in
cutting
the water
down trees to make like a shelter.
Oh,
Okay.
you have tools?
And I'm literally taking like the sharp rocks and water to freeze and destroy the trunks of these trees using tensor
Oh,
floating
David, I
disks
just started Eldritch blasting the shit out of everything.
using tensor floating disks to like basically carry things around. And
Your
then
method is
start-
much slower than his blasting through it with. His force
David,
blast
like,
seems
oh,
to just
you
tear
need help,
through it a lot
okay,
better.
boom.
Yeah, sure. No, I'll follow you around and help you to get like just stack up stuff and carry things with the disc.
But my question to Adam was,
Yeah.
for those at will spells, do we still need the components, or are they at will?
Look,
The ones you still would need the components.
looking along the ocean,
Okay,
can
so
I
I'm
find
trying to
something
pass the
like
bless,
that?
but I need a sprinkling of holy water, so okay.
Yeah, that's not crystal. That's not.
That's all I need, though.
What do you need?
Just the material.
Yeah, I helped
component
David
is
collect
a
one of those
small
Eldritch
crystal
Blast.
bead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
we-
wouldn't be a crystal.
We're just throwing together a very basic shelter.
Something with
just something with like
crystalline
3 posts
structure
and
somewhere.
some like and like a roof.
And it's
Well,
like,
I have my
if
skill
I
book,
need to
so
shape
we
it
have some
myself,
help.
I can do that.
Oh, yeah, glass is
What spell
not
is this?
crystal.
Tame and tiny hut.
Yeah. Yeah, that would
Oh, so
actually
he's
need
making us
crystal.
a house.
You would need more of a rock area than this to find actual crystal. That would just be like glass, which is not crystal.
Okay, if that's what we want to do with it. Okay.
So yeah, we throw together a very basic, just like a 3-post hut with a roof, and that's it.
Mhm. Yeah. Little better than a lean-to.
Yeah. And like, ta-da! In the process, I am gonna also collect some very basic things like fibers. I want to like basically get the equivalent of string out of some like plant fiber and stuff.
Okay, I use survival to help you locate the best place for it.
Yeah, you can do
Ryan
that.
and I are playing Rust. Y'all are playing.
As they're going around and doing that, John, you have plenty of time to figure out your abilities while people aren't really looking. What are you doing, Rolfur?
Am I feeling hungry?
I mean,
It's been-
Terry had made food earlier in the day, but you mean you're a little bit, yeah?
No. I didn't eat his food.
Oh, then yes.
Okay.
Hunger still comes to you.
And yeah, Adam, 25 on survival to help David find all the stuff that he's trying to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. If you're basically helping me throughout all that, like as we're doing
Actively
this, if
helping
I'm not
you,
using my
and healing them.
if I'm not like using my summon object thing like for something, I'm basically like making a muffin or cookies or something, and we're just constantly snacking as we're doing this.
I'm just helping people. That's what
Why
I'm
is
doing.
Terry such a large man?
I can't imagine.
You have to
Otherwise,
poison
yeah.
test everything.
Alice will come
Everything.
and sit next to you, John, while they're off doing things.
Yeah. Once we get night sky,
So camp out there, or
get a better idea of where we are. Once I can see the stars.
Yeah, you can make your check as night is falling at this point.
Terry will start a fire.
What has it been less than a month since the last time I've seen stars in the sky?
You do not know.
It matters for an
Well, I
ability.
wouldn't know, because if it's less than a month ago, I perfectly remember the last time I saw stars.
It has been for you. Let's see. You died on the rock face doing that. Make a luck check.
I'm not good at those.
Believe in yourself.
It's not that.
Hey,
Dice
there you
hates
go.
him.
16.
16? Yeah, it's been more than a month.
You get a natural 20 or something?
I get a -2.
How many people luck that low?
It has been more than a month. Okay, then what check do you want me to make? Nature or survival?
Nature.
Yep, that's what I thought. 16.
Between that and some other things that you guys have done today, you can work out that you are within Entwistle along the Nexian Gulf Coast.
Alright, then yeah, I confirm that for everybody.
Where are we at?
That's
Sorry.
an end whistle.
Where's it?
You're along Entwistle.
We are in it. I would suggest we head north.
So you want to go
No,
south?
we need to
then?
go south.
If we go south, it's going to be possibly weeks or months before we find anything. If we go north, we should at most a month.
It'll be less than that.
That depends
So I
on
would
where we
suggest
are.
move north. If we're on the coast of Entwistle, there's only so many places we can be.
It's a really long coast.
Yes,
Adam,
but if you
outside
try
of
to
the
go
game, how
south
big
from
is this?
Entwistle, you'll either have to cross all the way into the jungle, or you just have to go north to the nearest river,
I can do.
which is a
Depends on where we are in Entwistle.
I-
You can't be like,
Yeah, I can do reconnaissance in the morning. Me and my mount can go and fly around to figure it out.
assuming we are all the way south at Wentwhistle, considering, do we see a forest nearby?
You do not.
We see the forest north. Or mountains. We see that in the distance, I guess. Well, we saw that.
No, they're too far away. We wouldn't see them.
So I'm trying to I need a scale real life. What would this be?
The hexes are 20 miles, and you can generally see mountains from 100 miles away.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, so we assuming this
He's-
is generally flat, we're gonna.
Yeah, we've
take
lost
about
video
4
video for Eric.
I don't know what's going on with that.
Assuming it's generally flat land, we can see for about 4 hexes worth of distance.
Well, Billy, would you like
Which
to
means-
check
Since
and
there's no
see
trees
if there's
nearby,
any lost Eric entirely, which means it's gonna mess up the visuals.
Yes, it did.
All right, let's all pause the game for a
At
second.
least
I'm
it
here.
wasn't.
Yeah.
Join
right.
your video.
Hold on, I'm
Vic,
trying
it's
to.
not like we're traveling very quickly.
Well, yeah,
We
that's my
could still
point,
be
though,
in the
is
middle. It could be equally
There it
long
goes.
from either side.
you have
but
two old
south
men
leads
walking
into the
with you.
kingdom where I actually have
We're not-
resources available.
You have two old men walking with you, and someone who refuses to be anything but in the back. We are not moving quickly.
Huh?
The person in the back moves at the same speed as the person in the front. Otherwise, it's not in the back; it's behind.
I don't know what's going on with my camera right now.
Yeah.
I don't know
If
what
we wanted
settings
to
turn
go
off.
south,
Eric,
there
your
aren't any
eyes
big
are doing
towns
weird
near
stuff.
us.
What do you mean there's no towns near us?
But if we go north, there's a port town that is pretty close on the coast of Entwistle.
Maybe, maybe not. We don't know how far we are.
And
Considering
those
we're on
are all,
foot.
and the map only has major towns. There's gonna be small places here and there, so it's worthwhile to have Billy actually scout from the sky to see if he can see.
Well, I think I should take Rolfur with me since he's got a good idea about the land.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
In
if
the
we-
absolute worst case scenario that we are as far south as possibly reasonable, it would still be faster to go north to reach a big town.
Disagree.
Most likely, it'll just be faster, and in that there's a port there, so you can get a ship to your southern kingdoms.
if we
Because
can get
otherwise,
some money.
trying to flat-foot it through the jungle is not going to speed us up. As a man who spent most of his life traveling on foot,
He sounds like he knows what he's talking about.
we don't want to be walking through the jungle.
Does anyone know how to restart a
And
camera?
that's not jungle, that's forest. The jungle's down
I do
south
not.
in the Ember Kingdom.
I lucked out into mine working.
I don't want to, you're like, I don't
Yeah,
want to be
which is
walking through the jungle. I'm like, jungle? That's my home.
Yeah, but much of your home is definitely
No, I
jungle.
don't want that. Jungle's fine, especially when you get roads, but we don't want to cross country through the jungle to try and get to a town. It would be faster to go north to a port town and take a boat to one of your ports.
Don't be a baby about it.
It would shave
It's
off
just
possibly
jungle.
as much as 6 months of travel time.
Disagree.
Hold on. I need to do something here.
I mean, you could go about 20 miles a day, so... I mean, it's,
A hex a day.
yeah, which is 20 miles.
I rolled a 31 to persuade Bob into doing Austin's idea.
What's
Well,
the counter to
that's
that?
the plains. We're going to get difficult terrain in the
You.
trees. We're going to get harder terrain in the jungle. So there's just a lot more space south that we'd have to travel to reach a settlement, a large one.
Is it
anyway,
like
that
a
could help
counter
us.
persuasion, or what?
It's you. You have free will.
Yeah,
There's
it's
no
just a
check that you
persuasion,
can
like,
make that will force you to do something.
As a group, it would be faster to get back to your homeland, though, if we took a boat. Like, on foot, it's an idea, but going
Yeah,
via boat, that would be faster.
I'm not against going south to where you're king. I'm against doing it by walking south.
Yeah.
I got 26. However, there's information I have that you don't have.
There it goes. I don't want my camera didn't want to work.
Hey!
There we go.
Yes,
Like
I
one
managed to
slowly
look
turns
into
on.
mine first. I'm not going to touch
My
it.
problem is that when you come in by boat, they check the boats.
Are you smuggling something that we should know about?
The dead king probably shouldn't show back up in his country after he died.
Do the
well,
ID that hard in your country? Like, do we need papers?
There's a robust intelligence service.
Do we need papers?
I'm just saying
It
it's
sounds
robust.
to
Because
me
none of
that
us
this
have
is
papers
not-
right now, so we're
As-
all gonna have a big problem.
As a group of dead people walking, possibly becoming divine beings, and I am concerned that entering this kingdom with a robust intelligence committee might not be the best first place for us to go.
Oh, no, it's
Yeah,
a good first place for us to go. I just need to get to the head of the robust intelligence agency, explain to him what's going on, convince him to believe me, and then smuggle resources out of my kingdom so that we can have a better start.
Well, are you familiar with the are you familiar with any teleportation runes?
Other people do that for me. I don't wipe my own ass.
No. The
I
answer
take
was
offense to
Alice
that.
kind of looks like
Small
almost
town
scared
where
next
it's
to
like
you.
I take offense.
I'm sorry, Youngness.
I take offense to that comparison.
No, that wasn't a comparison. It's literally a thing. I didn't set it up, but I was unable to get rid of the royal butt wiper.
Comparing
It's an
It's a hard
intrinsic.
union you get rid of,
comparing
really.
dangerous, complicated,
Those are shitty
difficult
contracts.
magic to basic hygiene.
There's a lot of
Yes, to
stiff
point out that
competition.
He has neither.
Yeah, I don't do either of those things.
Then why are we listening to to you
I
for where
informed
we should be
David that being a
going?
royal
It
butt
would've been
wiper
a
is a very
math
prestigious job.
Well, he's already said that he's
Royal butt
royalty, so
wiper is a very prestigious job.
he's got a certain expectation.
No, I didn't like that portion of the job, truth be told. It's just was required.
Was it
I
shitty?
was the king. I just didn't have the authority to make any rules or decisions.
You know how hard it is to
Sure.
get butt wipers union? Like,
When
that
you're-
union is very powerful.
You can't change things. The traditions provide jobs for a bunch of people. You need to not.
How many different royal
overthrow
butt
you.
wipers did you have?
Oh,
Well, considering Taco Tuesday,
tacos aren't a thing.
Either way.
Probably it would probably
know,
be
what's
members.
that?
Bean Wednesday.
Adam, it would actually probably be courtiers from the royal court who are trying to curry favor with me signed up to be a royal butt wiper. And in case you all think this is weird, this is a real thing that actually happened in world history.
No, I understand that, but the concern is that the person that used royal butt wipers is trying to tell us where we need to be going
Yes,
based
and I
on
explained
like
why.
directions.
And I explained why. Because I can get
He needs a butt
resources from
wipe.
there.
Well, either way, we should go to the closest major city first, get supplies,
I don't
make
know.
sure that we don't have an
Yeah, I've already
issue.
persuaded Bob to do this.
Get
So, good lord.
supplies
Say
with
it's
what
dark
money?
now, right?
Yes, it is dark now.
Yeah.
You're basically in your little makeshift shelter, having your discussion at night. That is what this is going on.
Okay.
So
we
you
can,
want to go
we
to
can
a
sell
big
the wood
city,
we produce,
rob
correct,
people.
Bob?
What?
Excuse me, sir. We can just sell this wood that we've collected.
What are
Like,
we,
we can easily
loggers?
produce more. We are now. I shoot a tree down with Eldritch Blast. Boom! There's a tree right there.
There's no more trees within your range. You've already cleared all the.
I just...
I got 300-foot range. I got.
I know.
We're not in the forest.
You're not
I
in the
didn't take
forest.
everything out that fast.
There's just not very many trees, and you've cut them all down.
Oh,
You're in an open
Further.
plains. There are only scattered trees.
we'll be hitting a forest on any major town,
Yes, we will.
so we'll have bartering chips then.
And you don't think we're going to get arrested for cutting down their trees?
That's why we have this original batch here to bring along with us.
So we're going to get hit with taxes for transporting goods.
I'm not going to be cutting down.
If you'll
trees for
excuse me.
Cash.
Terry's gonna go and start basically.
I've already persuaded you.
Terry's gonna go and start collecting rocks, and to set up a makeshift forge.
There aren't that many rocks.
Oh,
Yeah, it's pretty loose sand.
Yeah.
We're on a beach.
So
Okay.
the next
Never mind
day
then.
we go north.
That depends on where Ryan sees.
Yeah, me.
Laying down and kind of
oh, I know what I could do.
pulling up part of the, much larger than she really needs sheet that Alice has. Like, this decide in the morning.
Yeah, let's go ahead and sleep, and then
Okay.
once there's light, we can see further.
That wasn't very much what a 6-year-old would say.
Yeah, I know. She's creepy.
She's 8.
I'm gonna. Okay, so I
Oh,
summon up.
okay.
In Wonderland.
I
we all
summon
know
up-
what Chalice this is.
I
She's
summon up-
horrible things happen.
Just like a little insulated forge about that big. Throw some wood in it. Start fire going. And I'm gonna melt I'm gonna melt sand down into glass.
Mhm.
And just make a glass walking stick. Just make a glass cane. I'm gonna use
They
mage
called
hand.
him
to
Mr.
pull-
Glass.
Sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be a shitty glass, but
Yeah.
it's gonna be a glass cane.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, effectively, yeah.
Did you want one?
I'll take one.
Yeah.
I'm old. I need a cane.
And my thought is that then we have a glass cane we can use, and if we need to, we can smash it over somebody.
Good lord.
Look, we're traveling with a king. I figure that the next thing thematically to happen is an assassin.
I'm already dead. I was beloved.
No
I mean,
one,
who doesn't have?
no
a king named
one
Achilles now? Come
no
on.
one looks over at Stan, mentioning, well, now we need an assassin.
Yeah, I assassinated a king.
Prince, but
I'm like, not my prince though.
Oh, you're
Hey,
talking.
In my defense,
Terry's
I
a
was the
little nice,
assassin. I
full, long
avenged
life,
him.
a happy long life.
I did live a happy long life. My son is going to be an excellent king.
With no espionage, no friggin' secrets or
I'd say mine was cut
evil
short.
or-
You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, he has a robust intelligence agency.
either way. Make some canes, go to sleep.
okay. Does anyone
At least
take
it's going to
watch?
be warm. No, we can't make watches.
Nope.
Well, nothing happens anyways. You are really out in an area that's just middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Besides the fact there's a griffin outside the door, I'm pretty sure we're fine.
Yeah. I'll
Can I,
have
can
Falco
I make
take
a-
watch.
Can I make like a little glass orb that might be considered crystal?
No, it would be considered
No,
glass.
because we're not talking crystal as in crystal glass. We're talking crystal as in quartz crystals.
It was worth checking. It was worth checking.
No, that kind of thing you would naturally find along the beach. There would be small things like that he could actually find. If that would work, he would have found it.
Okay.
David, do you say that you're looking for something?
No, I'm just seeing if I could just I'm just toying around with shitty glass.
Oh, because, I've been helpful to you this whole time. If you're looking for something, you might as well ask.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Morning finds you.
Okay, I got a 15 on any... I'm looking for quartz for David. 15 on the
I
check.
don't need a quartz. I didn't ask for one.
You do not find any.
Okay.
Yep.
You're getting helpful, man. Helping you.
Technically, you're not helping Terry, you're helping Billy for that, but either way.
I'm supporting you, damn it.
Whether you like it or not.
Accept my assistance.
So yeah, we
Making myself useful.
You know what you call a very supportive bro, right?
You can end there.
a bra.
A bra, that's right, you called a bra.
I said you could end.
Yeah.
I didn't.
So,
It's the man's ear. Thank you.
In the
A mankini.
in the
Man's
morning,
ear, the bro.
in the morning, I go ahead and take 20 minutes out of the beginning of the morning to give everybody a pep talk and tell them how awesome we are and how well we're going to be doing today.
Yeah, everyone gets
And
plus 10
that is-
health from me.
And that is met and both of these are met with warm blueberry muffins.
But yeah, everybody gets
I love this group of characters. They're
every-
terrible.
everybody gets 15 temporary hit points.
Just seeing what you guys do when I just give you nothing and just each other. That's...
And Eric,
So-
you did what?
I gave everyone 10 on top of that, I guess, so...
Nope, not on
25
top.
hit point. Oh, doesn't stack?
Nope,
no,
you get to
nope.
choose.
It's largest number,
yeah.
most likely.
Yeah, but you know what?
And
There's a
Got
way
two
to...
fantastic, go get 'em speeches.
Yeah, there's a way to increase max HP too, which we do in the other game, hilariously and often. But
The other game he's
other-
referencing to is Planetary Fragments. Way back when we did that. However long this game takes to get out.
Which are
What are you
still
talking
coming
about?
out at the
That's
time
like
of
tomorrow.
which are still being filmed and still being released on YouTube at the time of this video being made.
Also, happy 4th
Which
of
is
July.
actually in the year 2024, in case you were wondering.
It's not right.
Date this shit.
But you're wrong.
Tomorrow's Arbor Day, right?
I mean, maybe. You
mean,
could
I-
tell me
I
it
just-
was, and that one I couldn't.
I just got my booster for my COVID vaccine like a month or so ago, you know.
Oh, you wish.
Anyway,
But yeah, so morning comes, and what were you doing in the morning, Billy?
Well, after I give my inspiring speeches, I'll go ahead and take a blueberry muffin and then ask Rolfur if he wants to come with me to fly around the area and get a more precise idea of where we are.
Mm-hmm.
Don't sing him any songs, he might fall in love.
I can show you the world.
Yes.
Shining, shimmering. Okay, Disney, I'll stop. That's enough.
Copyright.
I'm gonna sue
It sounds too much like the original. You were probably playing a recording. Copyright.
Oh, if only. If only I could sing. But it sounds a lot like the original in my head.
Yeah.
Full orchestration.
Rolfur.
Ah,
But hold on.
Yeah.
Electrical
that
resistance
is much
doesn't
better.
add on?
Rolfur.
Adam. So the class bonus celestial resilience doesn't add on to the
Go ahead and
hit
be
points?
inspired.
I'll check.
and have guidance.
Yeah. Go ahead and be
I can
inspired.
give myself guidance.
Yeah. Be inspired.
That's probably from... Is that Xanathar's guide? That about it? That...
Yeah.
Okay.
guidance and inspiration stack, right?
Yep.
Okay. Have guidance.
Because I don't know what the class bonus would count as. It's just you. I'm around y'all.
I'm just checking.
Yeah, they're different components.
That'd be hilarious though if we all get 25 bonus HP
That
though.
would be great.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
get
depending
No,
on
it's
if we all
temporary hit
modify,
points.
we can
It counts as
possibly-
temporary hit points, and you can only have one source of temporary hit points.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Let me double check if I read this right then.
Yeah,
What level
if
are
we're
we?
flying,
We
we'll
are-
be able to see pretty far away.
You were probably about 8
It'd be level
or 9 days
It'll be-
south of the capital of Antwistle.
Oh, yeah.
There
Same as
is
right now.
a small village, probably less than 50 people, that is probably about 2 days north of where you're at. You probably would have been there if you'd have gone that way. You may know that there are a few small villages which are a little more than a week south within the woods around the Gel River. Though not all of those are as welcoming. Some of them are normal little ports of 1 to 300 people. Others are a little more standoffish kind of villages that have just remained in there or been chased north out of the Ember Kingdom and settled in that region.
Damn it, Ryan! You didn't remind me that Fabricate doesn't have material components.
Wait, Adam, you said we ended up by the Gel River?
It's House.
No, you're a couple weeks south of the Gel River. You're just over a week south of the Taft River. You're closer
I mean,
to
we're
you're
right
closer
by
to Taffy
Bob's
than you are
Kingdom, so-
Jelly.
Oh, okay,
Well.
I see.
Yes, going north was indeed the correct decision.
Okay. When you said a couple weeks south of Gel, I thought we were below it, that's why.
North. Sorry, I misspoke.
Okay.
Let me know when they get
Between the
back
two,
down.
okay. So yeah, I say let's go to Dalport and there and hopefully
Presumably
trade with the
from
town for
Stan's
some
comments, they're now
supplies.
back.
Yeah, like metagamey. Yeah, sorry.
Would
about
your Billy? Would your Griffin be willing to pull a cart?
Yeah, we could do that.
I'm gonna go ahead and take the hut. I'm gonna cast Fabricate, and we're gonna get a cart.
It's a bit rickety. Because you
Would
don't.
you like me to take a check of some kind? I mean, I'll make it nicer.
No, that's fine.
You can mend it.
Well,
You are making it completely out of wood, so it's a little rickety.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
But
well,
it functions.
yeah,
Yeah.
while he's casting Fabricate, I'm going to recast Find Greater Steed and get a Pegasus.
It does take 10 minutes for me to cast Fabricate, so yeah.
So we go ahead.
Just willy-nilly reform your griffin to a Pegasus.
So now it's a Pegasus.
Nice. That's freaking cool. I let you know so. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And it smells. I mean, especially
Alice
like.
quite enjoys the
Can I ride
Pegasus.
Oh yeah, no, it's a cart for all of us.
I don't know, I was talking
Although I
about
suppose
Pegasus,
she
not-
might have some experience between a mock turtle and a griffin. Because you are a mock turtle. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah, I'm a mock turtle.
What?
He's a mock turtle.
Yeah,
I don't know what that means.
Mock
Keep saying
turtle
it.
soup? No?
I'm a Semitic. I'm
No
a
idea, but
yeah.
I have a book to recommend.
What is? I can't read it through the blur.
It says
That's
Alice in
super grainy.
Wonderland.
Oh, I
Oh.
don't like that story.
Oh.
but my character's
It's a dumb story. I don't like it.
Oh, I love it.
my character's a Simic hybrid between a man and a turtle.
And there's a mock turtle.
Yeah, I am a fake turtle.
a man loves a turtle.
Actually, it's a mock turtle and a griffin.
Oh god, that had to be a weird party.
So, are we at our level for for what we get from the domain?
Nope, you
No,
are
we only-
first level domain feature.
Yeah.
First
Well,
level
we
domain feature, but all the spells, right?
No.
All of the spell list, just the
Oh,
general
okay.
cleric spell list is all on your thing.
We get
The domain
Okay.
features are just a first level. It's only the first
Okay.
level domain spells that you get at will.
That's what I thought.
Okay, so I gotta go look through their spell book.
So, for example, for Stan, Bless and Cure Wounds are just at will.
Yeah.
You don't have a number of times per day you can do those. You can cure wounds infinitely.
Yeah, and Warlocks cast it at their max level,
Why would you?
so they automatically do.
It
That's why
would-
my
it
spell
would
was
just-
so damn small.
It would just
Max
cast it at
level
its
or-
base. With your infinite use, it would just cast it at its base level.
Oh, okay.
Wait, so is the entire cleric list considered prepared for us, or what?
Are all of your spells normally considered prepared?
They're all spells known, so
What class are you? I forget.
bard.
Bard. And you have to. Do you have to choose each day from what spells you have?
No,
You get the whole list every day.
no.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have
Warlock is
I have a
given
select
known spells.
set of spells that I pick that I know.
Yeah. So you would have them from that.
That
I
Yeah,
don't-
you
I
can
think-
pick your
let me
known
check.
spells.
Oh, so we get
Yeah, they are on the class list.
Okay, so I would
So
have
it's
to
spell
like,
known
when I
as my
level
number
up,
and
pick
then
them.
all cleric spells.
When we,
First level cleric, you said?
Yeah.
When we
And you get
level
to
up-
choose one first level cleric spell each day and can cast it twice between long rests.
Okay. So
There's one
we'll
for
have to wait
all
until
for
we
the
level up
warlord
before we
spells.
can get any cleric spells as bards.
Other than that one per day
Yeah.
that you get to choose.
Sure. What first level cleric spell do I want to be able to cast?
One cleric spell can be cast per day.
Otherwise,
You said one cleric spell can be cast at will per day?
you get the
Unchosen
two,
one?
you get your two. You get bless and cure wounds. You get at will. You get one from the first level from
Yeah.
the cleric spell list that you can do twice per day.
Twice per day, okay. That's what I was trying to find.
And you get
What?
3 cleric
Cleric spell
cantrips.
twice per day.
Yeah, you also learned 3 cantrips from the cleric list. You got to just add. So
Yeah.
That's how I threw out guidance.
I think you can find 3 cleric cantrips.
Yeah.
So do you? So after they've
Uh,
scouted around, do you continue south?
I mean,
No, we go north. Adam, I am going to use my insightful manipulator and inspect Alice. So I
What?
get her intelligence score, wisdom score, charisma score, class level.
Good lord!
And I also get to, I might realize a piece of the creature's history or one of its personality traits if it has any.
Okay. What is this ability? What is it from?
It is from my class, Master Manipulator. If I, God dang it.
Rogue.
Okay, Mastermind is the rogue class feature, and it's Insightful Manipulator is the name of it. And if I spend 1 minute observing or interacting with another creature outside of combat, I can learn certain information about its capabilities compared to my own.
Okay.
The DM tells you if the creature's equal, superior, or inferior regarding 2 of the following characteristics. Oh, 2. Okay. So I'm going to do wisdom and wisdom and class level.
Okay. What is your wisdom?
My wisdom is 15, I think. Let me 15.
Okay. Hers would be inferior, and you said and class level.
Yeah.
Yours is 10. Hers would be equal.
Okay. And did I realize a piece of the creature's history or one of its personality traits?
She's curious.
Of course she is.
that rapscallion.
Yeah, Rogue Mastermind is basically useful for outside of combat knowing things. But I primarily took it because it lets me do a whole bunch of forgery and mimicry stuff. That's really interesting.
As I'm like, oh no, I actually have to start gradually over time filling out the details of who she is as a character rather than just as a personality.
Yeah, I am perpetually paying attention to her. For, like, any roles where I go, that might be weird.
Yeah, it's like, that doesn't take too long before it's like, hey, old man.
What?
Anyways,
You have to, Adam, there's a difference between creeping on someone and paying attention.
Yes, but when you add the word perpetual is when it starts to sound like it's
She's
creepy.
a child in a dangerous situation. You
Yeah.
pay attention to where the children are because
You
they
watch
can
out for the child. Yeah. You watch out
Yeah,
for
that's paying attention.
it. Yeah, it's just...
Casually.
You know what? Before we get into more temple talk, let's just move on.
Anyway. So yeah, we'll go ahead and hitch the Pegasus to the cart, and we can start pulling people to the north.
All right. I will move past the first day as you end up around where you were, where you dropped out of the sky at the end of the first day of travel. But another day of travel.
We all give looks to some certain people as we pass that spot.
There is no reason to give looks.
I acted on
You
the
literally
basis
had to
of-
guess one way or another. You had no idea where you were at that point.
As usual,
To be
the raffle
clear,
doesn't
for the
understand.
record, I did suggest going north from the beginning.
Yes, you did.
So, I told you so.
Maybe there are some looks whether or not they're
So,
deserved.
no information.
But after another day, you do get to that small town. Just small handful of people, about 12 buildings set back, say, about 50 feet off of the beach. They're stone-set buildings, some wood, and there's up from the beach from it, there is a few fields that you can see, and then out into the water is sort of a floating dock with a few small boats that really are only sufficient for local fishing,
Must be hard to get medicine.
No, but we did find people.
But you did find people.
Huh?
Right, well, awesome. I'm going to unclothe myself. And I'm going to
Yeah, let's.
get everybody's general... I'm going to go ahead and go... I want to go into town.
Mm-hmm.
And,
So you guys are approaching the town itself. I believe I said this is about probably less than 50 people total, for the population of this town. And that's actually where we're going to call it. We're going to pick up there next time. So, like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. And join us next time to find out, now that these characters have finally made their way to other people, what happens from there, how they figure out their divine powers moving forward. Thank you for watching. Bye.